Welcome to Phantom Radar Battalion, locking on to today's key events. Iran recently celebrated the opening of the Rush-Caspian Railway in Gilan province, marking a significant milestone in the international north-south transportation corridor. Russian officials attended the event, emphasizing the strategic importance of this project, which connects the Caspian Sea with the Persian Gulf. Additionally, another critical rail network in eastern Iran has become operational, further enhancing Iran's logistics capabilities despite ongoing sanctions. In the Red Sea and Horn of Africa, tensions between Italy and the Houthi-controlled government in Yemen have escalated following Israeli airstrikes in Hodeidah. The Italian Air Force provided aerial refueling for Israeli aircraft, prompting threats from the Houthis to target the Italian base in Djibouti if support continues. This situation underscores the increasing geopolitical complexities in the region. In New Jersey, Senator Bob Menendez has announced his resignation effective August 20th, following convictions on 16 felony counts of bribery. Menendez accepted cash and gold payments from Egyptian and Qatari agents in exchange for services benefiting these governments. His resignation marks a significant moment in U.S. political history, with implications for New Jersey's political landscape. In Washington, D.C., cleanup operations are underway following violent demonstrations that resulted in defaced monuments and buildings. Criticism of the handling of the unrest has mounted, with only a small number of arrests made. The U.S. Park Police explained that limited manpower prevented a more robust response to the chaos. In California, Governor Nome signed Executive Order N-124, mandating the immediate dismantling of most homeless encampments throughout the state. This executive order challenges existing laws allowing public vagrancy and aims to expedite the removal of homeless encampments from public spaces. The order has sparked debate over its implications for California's homeless population. Following Prime Minister Netanyahu's address to Congress, Israeli officials have heightened their rhetoric regarding a potential invasion of Lebanon. Military preparations are reportedly complete, though analysts caution that similar claims have been made before without subsequent action. The situation remains tense, with Hezbollah continuing to launch rocket attacks against Israeli cities in response to Israeli actions in Gaza. In Alaska, NORAD reported the interception of multiple Russian and Chinese bombers within Alaska's Air Defense Identification Zone, ADIZ. This joint patrol over the Bering Sea marks the first time Chinese long-range bombers have flown this far and conducted exercises with Russian bombers in this region. While no aircraft entered U.S. or Canadian airspace, the event signifies a strategic escalation and raises concerns about increased military cooperation between Russia and China. In Iraq, 2 rockets landed near the outskirts of the Ain al-Asad Air Base in Anbar province, which hosts U.S. forces. Reports indicate 4 explosions were heard at the base, suggesting a coordinated attack involving drones and missiles. Meanwhile, in Syria, Assad's forces and Russian artillery bombarded the vicinity of Nayrab in the Idlib countryside, further escalating the conflict in the region. An Israeli airstrike on the Houthi-controlled port of Hodeidah inflicted significant economic damage, destroying cranes, a power plant, and oil storage tankers. The attack reduced the port's fuel storage capacity by 2/3 and dealt a blow to Yemen's economy. Analysts suggest this move could lead Iran to reconsider its financial support for the Houthis, potentially redirecting funds to other proxy groups like Hezbollah. Analysts warn that the ongoing tit-for-tat attacks between Hezbollah and Israel could spiral into a larger conflict. While Hezbollah's harassing attacks mostly respond to Israeli actions in Gaza, the potential for accidental escalation remains high. This delicate balance keeps the region on edge, with both sides preparing for possible wider hostilities. The joint bomber patrol by Russia and China over the Bering Sea is a significant development in international military cooperation. Analysts compare this to a modern-day Doolittle raid, aimed at demonstrating China's extended reach and strategic capabilities. The implications of such cooperation raise concerns about future joint military operations and their impact on global security dynamics. Iran's investment in rail logistics, particularly the completion of the Rush-Caspian Railway, showcases its resilience against sanctions and strategic alignment with Russia and China. This development strengthens Iran's position in the region and enhances its trade routes, potentially reshaping economic and political alliances in Western Asia. Hezbollah's missile and rocket attacks on Israeli cities continue to provoke strong responses from Israel. These harassing attacks, though often seen as retaliatory, contribute to the volatile atmosphere in the region. Analysts emphasize the need for careful monitoring of these developments to prevent unintended escalation. Senator Menendez's resignation opens a new chapter in New Jersey politics, with potential ripple effects on national politics. The bribery convictions highlight ongoing issues of corruption and the influence of foreign agents within U.S. political circles. As new candidates prepare to run for Menendez's seat, the political dynamics in New Jersey are set to shift. Governor Noem's executive order to dismantle homeless encampments has sparked a contentious debate about the state's approach to homelessness. Critics argue that this move could exacerbate the crisis by displacing vulnerable populations without providing adequate support. Proponents believe it is necessary to reclaim public spaces and address safety concerns. The impact of this order will be closely watched as it unfolds. The Israeli airstrikes in Yemen have had devastating effects on local communities. The destruction of vital infrastructure in Hodeidah has crippled the port's operations, affecting the livelihoods of thousands. Humanitarian organizations warn of a worsening crisis as the economic impact of the strikes becomes more apparent. Rebuilding efforts are expected to take months, with significant financial costs. In Washington, D.C., the aftermath of the protests has left many residents and business owners grappling with the damage. Stories of resilience and solidarity are emerging as communities come together to rebuild. Local organizations are providing support to those affected by the unrest, highlighting the strength of community bonds in times of crisis. Future outlook for geopolitical landscape remains fraught with uncertainty. The potential for an Israeli invasion of Lebanon, continued tensions in Yemen, and the strategic maneuvers of Russia and China all point to a volatile global environment. Analysts urge caution and diplomacy to navigate these complex issues and prevent further escalation. The resignation of Senator Menendez and Governor Noem's executive order signal significant shifts in U.S. domestic policy. As new leaders emerge and policies evolve, the impact on local and national levels will be profound. Observers are keenly watching how these changes will shape the political and social fabric of the country. That's all for today's briefing. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more news and insights.